but you have to be really careful because you get yourself in a position, right? You get yourself in a position where you're seen as burnout, as you may be 25, but old and outdated, ineffective, kind of like a old store that's, run down, you're right in the bad area of town, whatever that means, right? You don't want to be viewed that way, because if you are, it's almost impossible to rebound. It's almost impossible to change perception. Can you name a big business? I saw them in the news yesterday. I don't know what I was reading, though. AJC online in Atlanta. How many of you guys, when I say the word Sears or Kmart, what comes to your mind? One or two words. What comes to your mind when I say Sears or Kmart? And be honest with me. I've never worked there. I have no tie to the company. Dead, gone, closing, out of business, gone, struggling, closing stores, bankruptcy, lame. I love that one, Oscar. Failure. Bob, that's a good one. Old tech going away. I like that, Ronald. Local store just closed. Yeah, same thing down here, you guys. Old time. But if I said Target, you probably would have a whole different word, right? It's amazing, right? When I was a kid, probably a lot of you too, Sears and Kmart were like Walmart and Target are today, really. You get the point on Sears. You get the point on Kmart. You can
Toys R Us?
Toys R Us. Oh, geez. Yeah, Matt. I mean, Toys R Us, right? Dominant player. Dominant 800-pound gorilla, and look what happened. Guys, you don't want to be viewed like those companies that are kind of going by the wayside. You got to remember, no matter what you're doing in your business, whether you're one person working 2 hours a week at your kitchen table, or you're working every day at a spare room at your house, or you have an office, whatever it may be, you do. You have a business, and you're building towards something, or you wouldn't be here. So look at this billboard. This is from LA, Matt. This is Santa Monica, California. Now, I'm in Atlanta. Somebody sent me this. I just thought it was interesting. The Audi billboard on the left, announcing some new car they have. Your move, BMW, right? They're trying to be all tough. On the right, BMW comes in with Checkmate, and they release their new car. And it doesn't really matter who's better. It's a perception thing, right? It is. It's perception. So what just happened right here? BMW just outmaneuvered this local dealership. The local BMW dealer, the GM, he's competitive. So is the guy at Audi. What happened? BMW crushed them. So
right there for everybody to see.
I mean, it's crazy. Imagine having that billboard next to the one about your business. Ouch. 3 specific things to come up with an ideal tech or solution for my clients and customers. I had to leverage, the first one on the far left, I had to leverage an existing technology or platform that my customer base or audience was really, really comfortable with. Second, it couldn't be hocus pocus. It had to be very quantifiable, very results-based. And then last, I needed it to be hands-free. Because I don't know if you guys realize this, Matt, I know you do. Business owners do not want to be in the business of digital marketing. But one thing really, really piqued my interest. I think I got a call from the Senior Citizen Center in the county I live in. Actually, I got an email. And they asked me to speak about the Amazon Echo devices, the Alexa, the Siri, the OK Google, all the smart devices, right, that were out there. And I'm thinking, what? Really? So I went in and created this hour-and-a-half presentation and demonstrations and all this stuff because I've been volunteering there for, 3 or 4 years. And I got in the room, you guys, and this audience, which was all at least 65, they're probably 70 plus, were super smart about these devices. And it kind of got me thinking, man, I made some assumptions and that it wasn't true, right? It wasn't true. I made assumptions that were a mistake. And I started thinking, all right, let me think of this. Because the last thing I wanted was to dream up a new technology to sell. I'd been down this road before. About 8 or 9 years ago, in 2011, so 7 years ago, I started doing proximity marketing and geofencing and stuff like that. The problem was the technology wasn't really ready. It was buggy as all get out. And worse than the tech, the clients weren't ready at all. It was a mistake. I was way too cutting edge. Another bad one I made a mistake on was augmented reality, but that was only for like 2 weeks, and I cut bait pretty quick on that. So I knew that I couldn't leapfrog the customers because they're the ones spending money. I don't care how cool the technology is or how cool a webinar is. If it doesn't fit, if they're not ready, if it isn't easy, if it isn't provable, quantifiable, then it's not really going to work. So I was very careful, and it came to me. I had to take a step back, and it came to me, you know, what the right answer was. So I told you about the questions, the 3 questions and criteria. I started evaluating chatbots. They weren't brand new, and I usually stay away from things that are brand new. Brand new usually means it's not ready for prime time. So I started learning about the industry and the business model, and I realized there was 4 billion people, I saw it on this infographic right here, using messaging apps, and 6 of the top 10 biggest apps are messaging. And I'm like, oh, Ake, I will. I heard that. So, all right, I'm going crazy, and I'm researching messaging even more, and this really got me. And I know it to be true because this is me. 65% of consumers, buyers, would rather work with a messaging app than talk to the business. They'd rather purchase that way. And then the one that'll get you, they expect a business to be open 24/7. Now, Matt, where you're at, how many small businesses really are open 24/7 for business?
Walmart.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Walmart, and maybe a gas station, and maybe a pharmacy, you know, if you're lucky, if you happen to have one. But that's usually it. There's not much more. Not much more at all, guys. So think of this. Think about where you live, right? These are what consumers want. And then I started doing the research. Now, this is going to be something you already know. What this is, it's the nearest survey. This is from Pew Research. Facebook crushes everything else. I'm not going to spend any time on it. We already know that, right? Facebook crushes everything. It's even like an addiction. I was telling Vanessa the other day, Vanessa is my operations manager. She's amazing. I was on the phone with her the other day, and I said, Facebook is borderline an addiction. She's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm at a red light, and I'm looking left and looking right. Everybody's on their phone, and I can tell they're on Facebook. They're on social media. And I'm like, wow. And you just start thinking about it. It is so prevalent. People are on there all day long, dominating everything else, right? This really got me. This one, Facebook, 15 different days, according to this survey, right, accessed a month. And the days that these people accessed it, they hit it 8 times a day. But when I was going through all the research and really like, you know, I was going real wide to try to identify possibilities to sell and generate more revenue in my business to add that 1 to 2 million. And I realized that I kept overlooking, used to be that all my internet marketing friends would message me on Skype. And I was pretty good on Skype for the longest time. And then I got overwhelmed by too many people messaging me. And then I started using Messenger because everybody kind of shifted to Facebook Messenger. I never really thought about outside of our community how common it is until my mom, who's in her 70s, started messaging me on Messenger. And she's like, well, I know it's not going to bother you, and I can see when you read it. And I'm like, wow, she even knows that I could see when I read it, right? You know, I'm going through all this. Crazy. 8 times a month, 3 times a day. This is Messenger. Leads. I told you I do a hell of a lot of lead generation. Harvard, the famous university in Boston, in Cambridge, they put out a publication called the Harvard Business Review. And there was an article on online lead response time that they had put out. They quantified that the average response time was 42 hours, which I kind of believe. I knew it was long, but I think there's enough of them that don't get answered to make up for the guys that are super fast, right? And that when you take more than 5 minutes, like even going to 10 minutes, the value of that lead decreases 400%. crazy. And I don't know about you, there are lots of times, you guys, when I don't answer my leads within 5 minutes. There are sometimes I do them within 20 seconds, but there are many times when I do not answer within 5 minutes, just being honest with myself. And then I started thinking, what about you, Matt?
I have to jump in and tell you this.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a contractor to help with something with our backyard, and I asked for a recommendation on Facebook, and someone wrote, give me a contact, and I wrote to him, and he had a thing set up that went right back to me that said, thank you for your message. I always respond within an hour. And I thought, okay, this is interesting, and then I didn't hear from him for 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm about to show you something on the next slide that in the contracting space, I have an old house, is born the same year I was. And I'm always renovating something, right? I'm always doing some work. Like we're building a new bridge in my backyard over I have like a water, what would you call it? Like a dry ditch that runs through the far back of my yard, and we're putting a new bridge over it so we can landscape the very back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got some guys building the bridge. I was getting my house pressure washed, and I had, I don't know, landscapers were there. I don't know what was going on, but I had 3 different groups of contractors. All of them didn't show when they said they were going to, and none of them called me back the first time I called to get a quote at all. None of them. At all. And my wife's like going nuts over it. And I'm like, call somebody else. And she's like, it's the same thing. You don't understand. And I go, no, I get it. I don't understand. But, all right, I meant to show you that. Let me jump. I skipped this slide, you guys. By age, everybody can find how old you are and find on this chart. According to this is 2018 data from Flint Research. Percentage of U.S. for Americans that use Messenger as of January of 18. So the youngins, by youngins, I'm going to say 18 to 45, over 80%. I believe this. The older ones. So I'm in the 45 to 54, 73%. You have to get over, Matt, over 75 years old of age to go under 50% usage. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I know that my aunt's 72, and she's able to do a heck of a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. And we already saw, I had the Senior Citizen Center calling me to talk about these various smart home devices and technologies and wanting me to teach them hacks and tricks with Alexa and all this. And I'm like, all right, this is fun. I'll do that. And at the end of the day, everybody's using it. It's unbelievable how good of a job Facebook has done in replacing email. But, Matt, you just said the guy never – how long did it take that contractor to respond? A couple days, you said?
And that was me writing to him multiple times, and every time I would write to him, it would bounce back. He's going to write back in an hour.
Wow, at least he had that, man. That was good.
Well, but he was saying, I'm going to write back in an hour, and then he wouldn't. And then the next day I'd write, and then it would say it again.
Let me show you this. 3 examples. All contractors. Now, my brother, you guys, owns an HVAC company, and he's really successful. 50-plus, very real and honest, genuine 5-star reviews. I mean, he truly cares about his customers the way I like to think any of us would if we ran that kind of business. However, let's look at these. I took 3 different leads, one from 16, one from 17, and one from 18. So I went back 3 years. Here's a guy. Now, this looks like a good lead. If you get this lead, you generate this lead for a client, you should feel pretty good about it. It's very detailed, referencing his address, a friend, details about the problem, blah, 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 right?
So.
Great lead. Guess how long it took my younger brother, Sean, to respond to this? Now, this is June 12th, but it's 2 years ago. So June 12th. I won't make you wait. He never responded to it. Never. And I'm like, all right. Now, I'm sure if the guy called, which they probably did, he probably got this business if it came in via the phone. Then I looked. This one's the other day, May of 18. Look how good this lead is, Julie. We left the voicemail yesterday. We have an old unit, needs to be recharged. We have a home warranty. Provider gave us your name. I wanted to give you a heads up, blah, blah, blah. He never responded to this. Now, I looked in his records. He did do business with them, probably because they also had called. So at the end of the day, here's 2 leads. Pretty good. Now, I went to another one. This is from end of 17, just back in December, 6, 7 months ago. Another amazing lead from this guy, George. But look at this, like 4 or 5 sentences of details. Obviously, the guy's ready to do business. Think about it. This is either a couple $100 repair each of these, or it's 1, 2, even 3,000 of profit on a new installation. So the value of these leads is pretty high. Now, my brother really does care about his customers. He really, truly does. However, customers are at a point that the businesses aren't, right? Customers are wanting to do business through this channel. Customers are wanting to engage and interact at all hours of the day, weekends, nights. It doesn't matter, right? We have another shift going on, quantum shift, right? We have this opportunity. So this opportunity that I mentioned is crazy, right? It's crazy good, and I haven't seen it in a long, long time. I asked at this meeting, Matt, I'm like with the team, I said, what's happening right now that we need to capitalize on? And I'm not going to build it out. Let me just bring them up, right? This is it, guys. Everything is happening. Instant gratification is all the rage, right? Fax machines in the 80s were amazing, sped up, the overnight system and couriers. Then email, right? Email in the 90s. File sharing, networking, all that stuff started coming out, and chat started coming out. And at the end of the day, even real-time chat isn't fast enough because chat's not open, the hours are closed, they can't do what you need them to do, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's see. What if we can figure out a shortcut to capitalize on this? How do we capitalize on the trend, right, with the disconnect between these consumers and all the small businesses? I don't care what niche they're in, all of them. Okay, I'm going to tell you more. I don't care what niche you're in. And I threw a few of them up here, right? I threw a few of them up here. Legal, medical, automotive, contractors, dental, etc. All of these, e-com, tax, right? What else? All right, network marketing. Guys, I never even thought about this. I know that I've been doing digital marketing for over 20 years. Only one time have I done any work for network marketing, and it was a company. And then they went out of business, right? And they only paid me 2 of my invoices. However, every single one of you probably knows somebody, or you see them on your Facebook feed, that's pushing, I don't know, essential oils, 31, some nutritional or health product or skincare, right? What about coffee shops? Well, they're up against Starbucks, and that's a scary thought. Restaurants, gyms, fitness, insurance, and real estate are some of the absolute best industries on the planet for lead gen. Anything up this collection of people will dream up? The answer is yes. When I said build value, right, for clients, I will tell you, Matt, how many clients that you know have a list? Like almost none for me. Most of them, the answer is, well, I got a list in my CRM or in my cash register system, but they don't have an email list, do they?
No, I mean, certainly not that they're using.
At all, you guys. Yeah, and if they do have one, it's dormant, which diminishes the value anyway. Matt, think about your email list, and you have a great relationship. You're a good communicator, all those kind of good things that most businesses aren't. Think about, do you ever convert at 80% on things that you offer, whether it's a free opt-in or something you're charging hundreds of dollars for?
No, that's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, 80% is sick, you guys. This is a screenshot. I had a buy one, get one offer, 44%. I might be able to pull that every blue moon via email. Pretty rare, though, 44%. Now, 80% contest signups and stuff. So you can do things that you've never, ever, ever imagined. You can build a list. Now, the list sets up the recurring. But what if I told you can build a list? This is 491. And what if you could do it pretty quick? Here's what you just did. You sold an upfront product, kind of like a website, and you got paid. You got paid, let's say $1,000. Let's keep it easy. Let's make easy math. But what if you offered 3 packages, 400, 800, and 1,200? And this is the $800 package. And what if you could build that list for the client? So imagine a 491 person list for a local business, crazy good, so targeted, it's so good, right? None of them have it at all, you guys. So if you do that, you then, once you do it, you then get to the Holy Grail. Matt, and I'm only putting Matt on the spot. One, he's a friend, and two, his mic is live. What's your, okay, email open rate? 22%. You're probably happy with 22%. I'm sure you get better sometimes and worse others, right?
Right. Yeah, that's certainly great.
Same as me. No, that's exactly how I would feel. Click-through rate, 3%, you'd be demoralized. But if you looked at 3% based on how many you send, that might be true.
Right. You need a lot to get results is what it comes down to.
Big time. Now look at Messenger. This is, and you guys also, I'm going to send Matt the slides when we finish so you can have all the stats and you can reuse any of this you want. Messenger, average open rate, right? 84%. Now that is across everybody. Now average click-through, 28%. So 9 times better click-through. Let's just call it a triple, almost 4 times better open rate. Once you have that and you have a list, you've got the keys to the kingdom. I was sitting with another Matt, Basak, the other day, and I told him I had 100% open rate the other day. And if you know Matt, he's a super good guy, Basak, right? He's a nice guy, same, Matt, same as you, right?
He does massive email stuff.
I get it, right? He's super nice, and he does a lot of email. But when I told him 100%, he started laughing. He's like, Brian, shut up. He's giving me hell. And then I said, all right, how about this? And I just showed him. 360, now this isn't 50,000 or anything, but 360 people. Imagine a business getting 100% open rate. And then they had an 82% click-through rate. Guys,
that is unbelievable.
It's sick, man. It is so sick. And the best thing about it, it's doing something they already believe in. They already get Facebook. They get it. Even if they don't like it, they get it. And they already get the value of a list. But I argue your why ties into freedom of time, location, money, get rid of a boss, spouse stay home, something to do with an income stream. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, right? I don't care if you're doing LinkedIn. Easy to integrate. I've already done it. Reputation. This will blow up your reviews. Lead gen, obviously I've already showcased you some examples. Lead gen, unbelievable. Video, 100%. Can integrate. Matt does some whiz-bang stuff with video, right? Well, you can integrate all of the video stuff right in, right? This is important. Facebook, obviously, no-brainer. I'm not gonna preach the obvious. So I'm gonna get right down to it, you guys. But let me tell you what we're doing and why it's completely different than anybody else talking about chatbots, and to do it for our local businesses, right? So what is it about? It's complete system designed to leverage the most powerful platform on the planet, which is Facebook Messenger. Now, I am not going to sell you a Messenger bot software utility. There's like 15 good ones. I picked the best one, hands down 800-pound gorilla, and I said, let's hitch ourselves to the best, the leading provider, because it had a free and a paid version, and the paid was super cheap, but the free version was attractive, right? And then I said, I am not going to do anything about building custom bots. What I want to do is create ready-to-use assets. And you need to do cool stuff like build a list, generate leads, drive awareness, engagement, right? And that's what I needed to get to. That is what I needed to get to. I know that you want to capture leads. You want to build a list. You want to subscribe people by contact. You want to ask a question. You maybe want to figure out where are they. Maybe do a RFP, like request a quote, find out what they're interested in, schedule an appointment, have them watch a video, whatever it is, right? I know that's what you care about. And be honest with me, yes, if that's you, and I know some of you are yes, and no, if it's not you. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I got a few. Chan said yes, but mostly no's, right? Mostly no's. Barry said not yet. I like it, right? Ed said I scraped, Brian. Ed, me too. So mine are scraped. A lot of scraped or no. Well, guys, once you implement our agency bot on your page and you follow our system, you're going to build a list just like I did. Well, you saw the 491. It didn't take much work, time, or money. So the point is, if you want to be successful, you need this. You need this list. How did Matt get almost 1,000 people on this call? Everybody, you guys like Matt? Good looking. He's a nice guy. He's fun, right? But he has a list, right? And he has a level of rapport and trust because he is a good guy and he does deliver value. So, but it all goes back to the list, right? All right, next. Something that pops right up, and I mocked up a little fake page, pops right up and instantly responds, okay? So, I'm talking about answering questions, right? Just like this. Great, before I work up a detailed quote for you, I need to ask you a few questions to determine your needs. Is that okay? And then, you see on the bottom right, they said, great. Boom. And we just route them right through as we build that highly targeted focused list, not only for you guys, but for your clients. So generating hot leads for your clients is worth its weight in gold. This thing integrates with anything. Imagine somebody just said, I couldn't read your name. What if they have a Facebook page, but they don't have like any subscribers, any likes? All right. We have a lot of methods that we teach and show you how to build it, but one of them involves their website. So imagine having a little chat window that pops up on their website, right? Pops up. As soon as they interact at all with that chat window, guess what happens? You guys tell me. This has nothing to do with Facebook now. They interact with the chat on their own website. What just happened? Yep, Gills, Vanessa, make sure we get their names. I want to make, or Matt, I'm going to get it to you and you can hook them up. Yes, engagement, D. Hicks, interest. More importantly, Michael Wills got it. They opted in. They're on the messenger list. They got on our list, Arthur said, right? Philip said a connection made. Exactly. So guys, being able to do that for a business and simplify the act of building a list, you're now delivering what they need. So what about when people comment? Yeah, we can add them that way too, right? Via the growth tool. We can do all these things. What if they have traffic on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube? Yes, 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 right? It's a way to integrate Messenger and Facebook in with any of these other platforms. Now, you guys were asking me about the workflow. Well, we built, if you think about it, every business is a little bit different. What a car dealer needs, right, is different than a coffee shop, is different than a lawyer, a doctor, right, a candlestick maker. It's different than any of these. So for car dealerships, there are new and used dealers. They're called franchise and independents. All they care about, you guys in the world, is generating new leads or getting leads in front of their sales team so they can close and sell a car. That's all they care about. So Ronald said, what about spiritual and personal growth? Ronald, it would all be about the list for you. So building a high-value list, right? We gamified it. We put in a crack the code game. All this logic is in place. You don't have to build any of this. We built the workflow, the wireframes, and then we built the code to do all this. You can see it, and I'm flashing them across the screen. My argument to you is that you actually don't really want to do any of this. You shouldn't do this, right? I like it.
I can't imagine how much this helps the automotive industry.
Oh my God, yeah, think about it, man. They don't have a list, yet they generate these leads. They're good at face-to-face selling, but they're not good at the digital stuff, right?
Right.
So think about this, right? Think about this workflow. Now they're building a list, and we have the bot following up, giving instantaneous results, setting appointments. You know what? I owned 2 car dealerships with a partner, 2 partners, and I backed some of the money on it, and guess what? All we cared about, how many appointments are set for the day? So we built this stuff to appeal to these businesses, okay? Boom. All right. Coffee shops. Man, like 5 or 6 years ago, I quit drinking Diet Coke. I think it's 6 years ago now. It was like the greatest accomplishment of my adult life, breaking this diet soda habit I was in.
I've got
One
one
of the
sitting
ways I
right
did it.
here.
What, right? One of the ways I did it was black coffee and Arnold Palmer's. So unsweet tea, I wouldn't do the sweet, but unsweet and lemonade. And I started going to different coffee shops. And I'm like, wow, man, these places are fun and they're cool. We built the logic. We built the workflow. Coffee shops, they care about coupons, building a list, and loyalty, getting you back in so that you're not into that 800-pound gorilla Starbucks, right? We did it all. We gamified it, right? It's super cool. All this is done. I'm just flashing the screens. I'm not going to go through every little step, but we built all of this because I knew that once we did it, it wouldn't be 100% right. And I knew we'd have to fix it, we'd have to make it better, and we'd have to continue to make it better. And that's what we've been doing over and over again. Matt, you know a lot about real estate. We've talked about real estate before. What do realtors really want?
Leads.
Right? Leads. That's it. So, yes, Michael, sorry. They want daily appointments. They want buyers that might want to buy and sellers that might want to list. We did the same thing, except we tailored it for realtors. All right, I'm going to flip, you guys. I'm trying to go faster. I'm sorry. I was talking too slow. On the agency bot, we customized the whole thing, integrated it in, right? We tweak it for each of our realtor clients. It's different. Each bot is different than the other one because the business needs are different for a realtor than a coffee shop, than a car dealership, so on and so on. So let me just flash them up on the screen. So I mentioned some out loud, but I built the digital marketing one, which you have to have. I built the automotive one because, and these guys love to buy, they're type A, they love to buy cutting edge. Coffee shops, real estate, there's like 2 million agents just in the U.S. Just in the U.S., 2 million. Now, affiliate sales. I built a bot to enable affiliate sales. We'll talk about that some other time. Direct sales, direct marketing like MLM. I built a bot to allow the people that are in that space to capitalize on this technology. You guys, I wanted to open up new avenues from local clients. Insurance, just like real estate. I want to say there's like 1.2 million just in the U.S. in insurance. There is like 1 million car salespeople in this country, not dealerships, car salespeople. They change jobs like every 3 to 6 months, you guys, in general. Imagine if they had their own asset, they had their own list. I've already tested this out. I have a little training on it that you guys, this is an unbelievably untapped opportunity. It's unbelievable. Restaurants, enough said, right? Roofing. I wanted to do, this is a new one we're just releasing. The beauty of roofing, contractor space is amazing. We build a custom bot with 2 of our members are heavily involved in roofing and they help design.
So I know that we've taken up a lot of your time. I want to thank you for coming on out. So yes, thank you again so much, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everybody.